So I'm Bill Powell from the SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry. I'm also the director of the American Chestnut Research and Restoration Project there.
Okay. Dr. Powell, what do you think about the safety of GMOs?
Okay. I think GMOs are very safe. I think over the years they've shown to be as safe or sometimes even safer than conventionally bred plants. I think this is a technology that's come to age, and that as far as the regulatory system, I think we should start regulating them the same way we do conventional crops.
What do you think about the anti-GMO movement?
The anti-GMO movement, I think, contains a few different types of people. People are just misinformed, and we need to work with them to try to get them information so they can be educated on genetic engineering. But there's also a section of the anti-GMO groups that actually do this as a way to make a living, and those are the people you probably can't convince. They are basically set. How do I say it? That's the way they make their money, basically.
Talking about your field, what's going on with American chestnut? Which one is the problem with this tree?
Okay, so the American chestnut at one time was one of the most common trees in the eastern deciduous forests, and about a little over a century ago, a exotic pathogen was introduced in this country and wiped out between 3 and 4 billion of the largest trees, the American chestnut. And people have been working on that for the past century, trying to figure out ways to make a blight-resistant tree, but there's been no success. We had started a program 26 years ago to try to genetically engineer American chestnut to be blight resistant, and we have been successful. We have discovered a gene and developed a transformation system, and we now have blight resistant American chestnut trees. And the next step is to work through with the regulators to get approval to distribute the trees to the public, and also to begin a restoration program.
Okay. How do you see the future of this project? How much time it will take to have these trees in the nature?
Okay, so this is actually a long-term project. First big hurdle that we have to do is get the regulatory approval, which involves EPA, USDA, and FDA. We are estimating once we actually submit the packages to them, that the whole process might take 3 to 5 years before we can get them out to the public. That's just an estimate on looking at trees that have been approved in the past. But the actual restoration is a long-term project. I call that a century project. Chestnut is not a weed. It does not spread quickly. It's really going to rely on people. So it's going to be your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren who are going to actually bring this tree back to the forest.
Okay, and the last question is, which one is the perception of the people about this project that is focused on the environment, not the agriculture field?
Okay, so the vast majority of people I speak to are very positive about this project. I mean, it's a not-for-profit. We don't patent anything. It's all geared toward improving the environment and bringing back this species from the brink of extinction. So, I get emails weekly from landowners who want to plant our trees. I always have to tell them that we have to wait for the regulatory process to be completed, but I do get very, very positive feedback, and people are looking forward to the return of the American chestnut.
Okay, thank you very much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Powell.